Hello, my friends. Hey, I want to just give you a little encouragement. Obviously, this past week, a lot of things happening in the world. You hear about Iran and Israel and all these countries in the U.S. and crazy things happening. So I always want to keep things in perspective when I think of the world. And there's always skirmishes, there's always wars, there's always fighting, there's always peace, there's always a move of God, there's always things happening. And one of the things that so often happens when political events happen, geopolitical events all over the world, is people immediately have emotions involved. And they get fired up like, yes, this is amazing, or what a wicked person, I hate this, and why do we do that? Whatever it would be, we fight it, usually we think of it, not fight it, we think of it out of emotions, out of our personal view, things like that, which I get it, I understand that. But let me encourage you that when battles happen, no matter what it is, there's a spiritual realm in this world that we don't fully understand, and that we need to pay attention to. We need to fully believe that God is in control, and that's not fatalism, that is faith. But we also need to understand that there's principalities that are at work, and we do play a role in this. And one of the roles, especially for the Christian, is that of praying, and praying that God's kingdom advances, that his plans go forth, that he receives glory, all of those things. In the book of Ephesians chapter 6, Paul's encouraging the individual believer to put on the full armor of God. And the reason that he tells them to put on the full armor of God is he says, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the heavenly forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God. He's saying there's a whole spiritual realm out there. And the role of the enemy, the role of the devil, the goal of the devil is to destroy you, to destroy the works of God and kill the children of God, and to kill people and to destroy them, and to thwart the plans of God and to have his kingdom not advance. It's a massive spiritual forces taking place that we don't see. In the book of Daniel in chapter 10, you may be familiar with the story, but Daniel was praying and asking God for, wisdom, for assistance. And finally, an angel showed up. A celestial being came to his side, and the celestial being says that he was detained by the prince of Persia, and that the angel Michael had to come and actually fight for him. And it's really cool stuff, and a lot of it we don't understand. And he also makes mention of the prince of Greece, that when he leaves, he's going to have to, fight the prince of Persia and the prince of Greece, and they're joining him, and all these things. And a lot of that, I'm not going to teach on, I don't really understand it, but here's what I do understand. There's a spiritual battle out there all the time. Don't get caught up in your emotions of I hate this and I hate him and I don't like this, and kill them and destroy them. Understand that we do have a role as believers, and that is to be part of the spiritual realm. And be part of watching the heavenly beings destroy the works of Satan, and that God's truth would advance. Again, this is very confusing to me. I don't think anybody really understands it, but I do know that there are principalities at work out there, and our role is to be praying that God would have his way go forth. Of course, when you pray for things, you pray for people, you pray for peace, you pray for safety, all of those things. I get that. But I'm not talking about the people today. I'm talking about the spiritual forces, and that you, as a believer in Jesus Christ, you have a role to play in the heavenly warfare, and that God would do great things and intervene, and that his kingdom would advance, that he would receive glory, and that people on earth would come to the knowledge of Christ in an incredible and an amazing way, and that he would touch hearts and change hearts. And yeah, he uses earthly kingdoms, but maybe not in always the way that we think of it. And so be praying. Be somebody who prays and is part of the great army, not about a political enemy fighting a political enemy, but rather about the kingdom of God advancing, and that the princes of this world, of this spiritual world, would align with the will of God. So maybe it's a little bit of an odd teaching, more of a just of an encouragement to be one who prays and to be one who believes that God is on the move and advancing. God bless you.